Because they're quiet.
How about in here laughing and talk? We laugh. That's there is okay. So it's really is is everybody here?
都回来了吗？
Yes. Okay. Thank you, teachers.
谢谢老师们。
You learned a lot.
学到很多。
So Yining is the first teacher. You see who she is in front.
第一个
Uttita Trikonasana.
三角式。
You had accurate demonstration points.
示范的点很正确。
And when you got to the top chest, rotate to the ceiling,
到了上胸转向天花板
that was enough.
，that
was enough.
那里就够了。
I'm not sure if you could tell in your head that you were talking too much.
我不知道你那时候有没有感觉，我开始讲太多了的那样的感觉。
And that the demonstration was now the teaching.
就变成把示范的部分已经又变成教学了。
Okay, so after that you said about the shoulder blades in, la 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 la. It's just too much for them to take in. Plus, they did not see observable shoulder blade action anyways.
在那之后你还讲了肩胛骨往内，那你继续再往下讲了很多，其实那么多讯息，学生已经没有办法在一个示范里面吸收。同时，你因为讲那么多，你没有办法做出那个观察得到的行动。
But the other demonstration points were observable.
可是其他的这些你示范的要点，其实是是看得到、看出来。
I think the most significant thing is you know about the pose, but you kept giving instructions and didn't do the pause and look.
主要其实你的教的点都很正确，可是你少了那个暂停，然后观察。
You did catch some general mistakes and said that the chest had to turn to the ceiling.
你有看到一些常见的错误，你有特别讲说胸应该要转向天花板。
So it's I want to say something about this state out loud what you see.
我要再强调一次，说你要把你看到的什么要说出来的这件事。
Because when we're teaching, and we have our teaching flow coming from our brain, programmed to teach the pose.
在你教学的时候，有时候你脑袋已经规划好了，已经进入那个自动化模式，就是继续这样教。
That piece of the brain just keeps going.
那个脑袋的讯息就是一直丢出来。
And we're asking the other brain
其实你
to
要你
stop and just correct before you keep going.
另外一个脑其实是要出来打断它，要让它暂停，不要继续了，要看哪里要调整。
And not just eating, but other,
不是只
all
有
of us,
他，
myself.
所有人都是，包括老师自己都是。
So we really have to stop ourselves when we keep talking.
当我们嘴巴一直讲、一直在教的时候，要听到，要能够打断。
So when you state out loud a problem,
你说清楚一个问题
which I'm not sure you actually did, but you saw some things, which is the next step. She saw some problems.
其实你有看到同学犯的错，然后我不确定你是不是有明确的讲出他犯的错，可是你有着手去调整。
But when you state out loud this problem, when you state out loud what you see, we have to make sure that we're not going to say to the student, never mind, I'm going to edit that out. I'll bring that up later.
老师等一下再讲这个部分。
Yeah. You finally got to the instruction about the back heel and the base of the pose, and that was important, and you finally said it, and that was good.
你有强调后脚跟，然后有强调这个姿势整体的状态，这个是非常好的。
Of course, you had good timing. You got both sides done within 7 minutes.
而且你也时间掌握得很好，两边都做，而且在时间掌控之内。
The students were good students.
学生也是很好的学生。
And who was the who was the red flag person to look at?
你觉得这个哪一个学生是你会特别注意他有没有做错的？
There was a particular student.
有一个特别
色的
The white shirt guy. Yeah.
那个穿白色的 T 恤。
Did you notice? You saw something, but I don't know if you knew what to say, or your one brain was keeping you going on teaching, but the other brain didn't quite help you stop and.
其实你有注意到他，可是你那个自动化的那个脑一直在转，就是你一直想要继续往下教，所以你不用完全解决那个学生的问题。他问你有没有注意到他的什么样的状况？
有，就是他其实是非常僵硬的人。
Yes.
第一次我是给他脚的后面放泡沫砖块。
First time I put a brick under it.
Yeah, it was good.
对，第二次我是站在他身后帮他调整，但是考量到这是一个整体性的课程，所以我没有办法在他身后调整太久，所以我后来又马上把眼睛看到其他学生。
But I also have to take care of the rest of the students, so I didn't stay on him.
Yeah. So that's true. You can't stay on him too long. But once you make someone correct somebody, you have to look back again and make sure he kept that adjustment.
你调过他，你到别的地方，你还是眼睛要稍微看他还有没有保持住。
Okay, so you are getting more confident as a teacher in this teaching.
在这样的教学，如果你熟练了，你就会更有自信。
Just one thing to add.
再补充一件。
After you taught it once.
讲完第一次
You
之
said
后，
"Sheshe,"
你说谢谢。
and I said you had time for another.
我说你还有时间。
So then when you demonstrated,
你示范的时候，
you took them into the pose.
带他们进入动作。
You did it with them and looked up at the ceiling.
你跟着他们一起做，然后是看向天花板的。
So you fell into that habit of not looking at the students.
那又落入那个没有看学生的那个习惯。
So take them in the pose, come up, and
带他们进入动作以后，就要出来，就直接对他们教课。
Okay, so Kate, good recall.
recovery.
Recovery, good recovery.
Kate 反应很快，
From
很好。
Vistrasana to
他从
Pranayama.
骆驼马上转成门栓式。
Did you see the schedule?
你有看到你教的体式其实是门栓式吗？你有看老师那个表单吗？
我有看，可是我以为他是那个骆驼
I know,
式。
yeah. Sometimes we make mistakes. Maybe we wanted you to teach Parigasana twice.
可能是老师们也是搞错了，可是也有可能他想要让你教2次门栓式。因为他的体式是2个体式啊，他就想说门栓式他教过了，他就教另外。
But we make mistakes. So you taught better Parigasana this time.
可是这次门栓式教比第一次好。
Did you feel that?
你有感觉吗？
有。
Okay, good. Yeah. The arm action
手臂的
that
行
you
动。
finally got.
最后你有做到手臂的行动。
It took several students. I was glad that they kept the wrong position to help you out.
还好有好几个学生，他们真的都是上屁股转错的，让你可以去调整他们。
They didn't know they were helping you, but
他们不知道他其实在帮助你教学。
you saw it, and
你有
that was
看
good.
到，好。
So you want to make sure that comes sooner, your correction to their arm.
你要调整他们的手臂的，应该是要可以尽快的。
So we could see that you were seeing your students and making some corrections.
你有发现学生做错，然后有调整他们。
I'm not sure what you said to the lady in orange.
不确定你跟后面这位同学说的。
You had her bend her knee because something was wrong. Did you tell her what was wrong in her? Because there's a place where You kept the class going, which I thought that takes some knack.
最后你调整这位同学，你要屈腿，然后其他同学继续往下做。其实你要非常大胆的，就是很勇敢才敢这样子做。
So back here with the lady in orange,
这位同学你在调整他说，你有没有
can't
跟他
quite
说？
remember if you said what she was doing incorrectly to
你
her.
有没有跟他说他哪里
Did
做
you
错？
state out loud what you
有跟
saw?
他说你的屁股向后了，你必须把你的膝盖弯，重
Your
新
hip is back.
Okay,
再进入一次。
Good. So and that was a good thing. It took a little extra time, but you had her bend her knee. She made a proper adjustment.
花了一点时间让他屈腿，然后做了一些调整。
And could we all see that Kate was helping her and then said a few words to the other people?
我们都有看到吗？他让其他同学做一致的动作，然后特别针对这位同学的调整，我们都有看到。
Yeah, so that was good.
那个很好。
Okay.
I have a couple things.
老师给几个建议。
I was happy to hear you talk about the breath.
我很高兴听到你讲呼吸。
However,
但是
you can make it more effective.
你可以让这个呼吸更有效率的。
You said, remember to breathe.
你说记得呼吸了，
Keep breathing.
继续呼吸。
Instead of saying keep breathing, be direct and say inhale the breath, and with your exhalation deepen the pose, so be direct with the breath.
所以不要说继续呼吸，保持呼吸这样子的话，而是更果决的，就是说深吸气，在你吐气的时候加深动作。
Of course, we want them to keep breathing so we don't have to call the ambulance.
当然，我们要让他继续呼吸，我们才不用叫救护车。
And then the other thing was, I thought you had good, clear instruction,
你的指令是非常好的，很清楚的。
and make it more powerful now by linking more. You gave single points, and then link the points together.
你给了很多单点的好的指令，如果你能够让那些指令是有关联性的话，其实会更有效率、更有力。
Rosa, Ardha Chandrasana, your demonstration was clear,
你看得很清楚，
observable,
观察得到的行动，
and a good sequence of how to show people how to practice the pose.
很好的就是让学生看到应该怎么进入这个动作的排序。
So I would say that was a model example of clear demonstration. I don't know, Dean keeps the time in a short space of time.
Yeah, it was pretty timely.
Pretty timely, yeah.
而且他的示范的时间，其实这就是一个很好的示范教学的示范。
And didn't say too much, and what she said was observable. So it was
而且也没有说的太多赘词，然后就也都观察得到的行动。
On side one, you said some of your hips are back. I wasn't sure, at that point on side one you didn't say which hip.
在第一边的时候，你说有一些同学你们的髋往后了，可是你没有说是哪一边的髋。
Side two you did.
第二边的时候你
You
有说，
stated the which leg.
有讲是哪一腿。
But let's keep on side one.
就
When you see a wobbly bit happening, did you say this is a balance pose to get better balance? Press your toe. I don't know if she said that or not. When you saw the wobble bit.
他看到同学不稳的时候，他有说大脚球往下压。
Well, she didn't say balance.
Yeah, so you see something, but I thought the students did very well.
我是觉得学生其
So
实做得
for
很好。
being very classic beginners, they showed a lot of commitment.
他们真的照口令做得很好。
We saw that just as we were saying in our teacher training that it would be better for people to be down here, we saw 4 people go up like this on their own volition.
那虽然我们才讲
I
说
don't know if
专
you told them to.
But I saw that, but
Okay.
yeah.
No, I'm just, the point is, I know we said this is maybe better for stability, but if you're tight and you want more space in the body and stretching, that was interesting and we should all take note. But if the students do that, you might just comment. So
it's part of your teaching, like, yes, you raise your block up, it's a good idea, this will give you more space to stretch, so you stay in control of the class, you comment on what you see.
Rosa 有跟他们讲是砖是这个高度，可是老师发现好几个同学他们其实自己又把砖立高了。那老师建议，如果你在教学上看到这样的情形的话，当然就是立高的砖会让他觉得，如果僵硬的同学会比较可以伸展。所以你看到他们调整高度的时候，你可以跟他们反映说，哦，我有注意到你们把砖调高，可能你会觉得这样子的伸展状况比较好，也是可以的。
And the one guy, I don't know if it was the white guy, white T-shirt, he did lower his brick and he became more stable. So we're back to they were helping themselves, which was good.
其实那些同学们他们会自己自主的调砖，其实也是好的。那老师不确定是不是也是那个白色的身体比较僵的同学，他反而是保持在第二个砖，他反而更稳。
And did that? You notice it?
你有注意到吗？
Okay.
And on the same way with the block, the one gentleman who you were helping,
关于砖这件事，有一个 Rosa 帮忙的那个学生，
his block was high,
他的砖是高的，
so that kept his chest up and his back, he couldn't lift his back leg.
那保持他的胸就变得很高，所以他的腿就不太容易提起来。
So if he'd have lowered the block, he could have, I think, taken his leg to that level.
如果他砖低一点的话，他的腿可能可以抬到水平。
That could have been the teacher's prerogative. I personally would not have, if I didn't know the people and they raised their blocks up, I would not have said lower your brick to me right now if I had been my students. Just
那Rebecca 分享他的建议说，如果他是他的学生，那他跟这个学生也没有很熟的时候，当我要他们用低的砖，可是他自己把砖立高的时候，其实我也不会要求他又要把砖放低。
Rosa could have done that, and it could have been a whole huge domino effect. I think we're all kind of holding our breath that these guys stayed up. So she left well enough alone.
其实老师说他心里也有点担心，说如果他要求这些砖全部都放低，会不会全部的人都倒下来？可是就是大家都屏息期待，就还好大家都表现得很好。
So you saw some shape misalignment, and you were stating out loud what you saw.
有些的数位有问题的，你有说你看到什么问题？
You finally did say about press the big toe.
你有讲到扭球啊，叉腰保持在第二次的时候。
You went to the gray shirt guy, who needed less help than the white shirt guy.
到了
You're the easy guy.
你找了一个比较容易帮忙的同学帮忙，没有帮那个
Very interesting
白同学。
how we do that. I don't know, there's something in us that we're not even conscious of it, but we go to the person that needs the least amount of help. It's just Murphy's law.
老师要提醒大家注意，其实这有点像墨菲定律。我们也不是故意的，可是我们就是会去找一个比较安全的同学来帮忙。
And maybe some part of us knows it's going to be tough to get the white shirt guy and something.
可能我们潜意识知道帮那个同学可能会比较难搞，所以我们就尽量不要去理他。
I really like that you gave them a resting breath. You were sensitive and compassionate in that way.
而且你也有注意到提醒同学们呼吸，非常好的帮助同学很有慈悲心。
And you talked about the hip
同
lifting
理
up.
心，而且提醒他们髋的动作。
At some point you talked about the standing leg hip had to come forward. I can't see where I wrote this, but you gave something specific about
后来有非常明确的讲说，到底是哪一个髋要往前，是站立髋要往前，然后上面的髋要往后。
I have a couple things.
还有几件。
I appreciated in your demonstration, you started off using teaching verbiage, and then you switched to watch me, and then you went back.
老师有听到你的
But that means that you're starting to observe that and transition that. Often when we take notes about the pose, we write bullet points.
老师有听到你的那个用字的变化，希望是确定的，不是因为我犯错的。就是一开始有是教学，就是点的，然后突然他有意识到用我的看我的，可是后来又转回去那个点的，那表示说他有观察到我要用我的，只是后来又是掉入习性。那老师也知道，我们写笔记的时候，为了速度快，我们就会变成是点的，就把重点写了，没有那个主词。
But when you speak bullet points in teaching,
我教课的时候一直都是用这种点的口令式的，
It's what we call pigeon English. It's not
就会很像是鸽子的英文。
so personalize it. Instead of leg forward, chest up, say move your leg and turn your chest.
所以就是不要都是命令式的，就是不像人话，就是说不要说就是腿往前，腿往后，胸往前这样子的，而是你的腿往后转动你的胸，就是让像句子。
And then you have correct instruction, take your hand forward a bit.
你有正确的口令，有说
Warm your words.
把手往前一点。
So for the best result, be specific. Take your hand forward. Take it in line with your shoulder or beyond your shoulder, so that it takes you up.
可以很明确的说，手往前，其实它是有说往前30公分。老师说，你可以更明确的说，手往前，在肩膀下方或者肩膀前方。
That will bring more unity with the group.
它会让整个团体都会知道要做多少。
Well, I just wonder sometimes about translation if, because everything's sounding like bullet points to me, so I don't know if that's really
Well,
how
I was
this
saying, sometimes it's not that way.
Right.
She'll say,
I didn't hear Rosa so much bullet pointing, but I'm sure it was there. But I just don't know if we were to hear sentence structure that we're happy with.
那有
I mean, it's getting better than last fall, but it still has to improve. So that's why I don't know if it's just the way of the translation, or if you're saying absolutely just like they say, press the foot, lift chest, turn arm. Is that really how they're speaking? Or
Yeah, let me do this.
Yeah, sure.
老师说，也许有一部分会是因为我的关系，有可能你们给的指令很快的时候，也许可能会把你们的句子浓缩变成是指令的方式。可是以现在我这次给他们翻译的状况，其实他已经有感觉这次都比较像句子一点，虽然还是有一些像口令的东西。那我要跟老师解释一下，就是因为之前我在翻译的时候，为了翻译上面的快速，其实也许我也有可能在他们教学给的像句子的东西，我会变成指令给你们，所以可能你们就会习惯性认为老师给的口令都是像这样变成没有句子的。知道我在说什么吗？所以现在就不好意思，你们要对，然后我再重新学，然后你们也要重新学。
And that was a big thing last fall.
Yeah.
Write out sentences and not little partial things. So.
And I'm trying to do I'm also telling them, because sometimes when you are teaching them, especially when it's early on, the first, second year, I'm not so familiar with the instructions. I might translate your instructions, your sentences into bullet points. That's probably why they teach like that. And I tell them that I'm putting more of your instruction into sentences, so
that's good.
I'm sorry that I did that, and they'll have to learn to put into sentences.
Put it into sentences,
and we can slow down.
Well, that aside, I was going to say they had the videos to watch, but
so the old translation.
So
we're all getting better.
We're all getting better, and so so that's why I didn't say something about bullet points, because I figured surely they're not always talking bullet points.
Well, I don't think they're always. They just at one point, Rosa was at one little segment. So
Rosa.
No, not that.
Obviously.
然后也不好意思，就是我也跟老师讲说，因为可能他们以前口令下的比较快的时候，我没有办法把他们的句子变成是以句子的方式，我就以口令的方式呈现。那就不好意思，就是等于你们也得重新学 我现在努力的把它翻成句子的形式，然后你们也学习用句子的形式。那老师说，如果你们看以前的影片，就是你也要尽量把那些口令的形式，就变成影片里面东西已经死了，没办法改变了。可是你也要想那些口令怎么变成句子的形式。如果你复习的话。
Jesse, Parivrtta Parshvakonasana. Where are you?
扭转侧
There we go. I think we all should put in our notes, teaching to demonstrate this pose, go to the student's mat.
大家都要写在笔记里面，就是要做这个动作的示范，就是要用学生的垫子。
I would like to say that in black and white, go to the student's mat, because you were up here, and then you saw how your back was there, then you turned around, you went in the wrong direction that they were going to go, and it's very important on that pose to leave them with the direction that they will go into on their own.
Jessie 一上去，然后发现他扭转之后看不到学生，所以他转个方向，可是转个方向的时候，变成跟学生做的方向又相反了。所以这个姿势其实就是很复杂。那你们直接就是以后要示范这个动作，直接用学生的垫子。
So you had very observable twisting and very dramatic, and so the students would learn a lot from seeing your repeated action of helping your body twist. So that part was
你的
good.
扭转是非常明显，而且非常戏剧化的转动。学生可以记得，就是他们要这样子做。
And so what to improve now on the demonstration is your demonstration was teaching. I couldn't even write or know when to say stop.
你的示
A
范，
lot
It
of
was 3.5 minutes.
just
你的
way
示
too
范是3分半钟，因为太长了，而且已经，
所以
老师说他连要写到哪里觉得太多的时间都没有，一直指令一直下。
much. So listen to your tape, watch it, and you'll know that you have to edit out quite a bit for the
你
demonstration.
回去看影片的时候，你可以去检查自己有哪些示范的时候，其实是可以不用这样做。
And it's not like a huge crime to say too much in a demonstration. It just isn't helpful to the students because they can't remember everything.
示范说的太多并不是罪，只是那么多的话，学生记不住。
I was fixated on your back heel and bent knee, and I don't know. Did you say anything about that in the demonstration? Why you did it?
老师一直在意的，你后脚是踮起来，而且后膝是曲的，他不确定你有没有解释为什么你的脚跟要踮起来，然后后腿没有打直。
那是错的，因为我一直想要转。
That is wrong. She's only focused on the twist rotation.
Yeah,
I
So
actually straight.
so they eventually did what you did, and they somehow I wrote these students were great students. And they rallied for you, and you took a long time, and yet they got into the pose by miracle.
老师还笔记记下来，说是非常好的学生，他们非常努力的要照你说的做，而且都有做成功，两边都做了。
So improve your pacing. That will be your homework. Improve the pacing of what you say in your demonstration and your.
所以你的示范的节奏要调整，然后教学的节奏也是要对的。
Were you aware of the white T-shirt guy? I think also, Jesse, look at what your students are doing, and let that be a guide.
穿白上衣的同学，我不知道你有没有注意到，我特别笔记下来，你要注意学生在做什么，他们可以引导你。
There's a white T-shirt. He actually did something on his own that was reasonably okay, but then you came along and twisted him up.
那个白衣服的同学，他自己
Was he
有做一个调整，其实还蛮好的。
Wasn't there something odd about his movement?
你来的时候，你好像把他绑住了的感觉。
So,
I wanted to do that.
right.
Stay here.
But
Elbow.
yeah, but
touch
then okay. So somehow he made himself in a
But
twisted
he-
shape.
yeah,
He
he was
did an
such a
odd thing. So sure, you could. So, but there's a point. There's a case in point that stay with him. Get to other people, but make him have a more promising shape. Like even if the brick comes the inside of his foot, if you had to.
所以你要注意其他的同学，但是你还是要让这个学生做的是 比较像一个样子的姿势，也许甚至连专移到脚板的内侧都是一个考量。
Yeah, other side it was okay, and like I said, the students worked well for you, and a very hard pose. What would you do
同学们为你
in
而努力，
reflection?
而且那也是一个很辛苦的动作。
What would you do in reflection if that the white shirt guy is stiff and struggling? What would you do next time?
你有没有想过，就是如果你再遇到像那个白上衣的同学，
That wouldn't be too hard to
那么僵硬的话，你会用什么样的方式？
No, that would be hard. Well, maybe I'd like to see what you would do. No. No, I would just say, what's his name? Say his name is Sunchi. Put your knee
它
down.
是顺着，然后我会说把你的膝盖放下
Kneel
来
down.，
膝盖放下
And
来，
make this twist
然后这样子扭转，
and twist.
这样扭转。
Geek has actually taught it with the knee down.
伊娜其实有教过把你膝盖放
Someone
下
over
来，
there in India.
That's called making it doable.
Yep.
就是让它是做得到的。
That's what I would do.
So, just a couple things to add. A very dynamic demonstration,
示范是非常棒
and
的，
clearly understood many things about the pose.
很清楚的知道这个姿势很多的重点。
I was glad to see you saw the person that needed help,
我很高兴你有看到那个需要帮忙的学
and
生，
you left the class in the pose,
你让学生在
and
姿
gave
势，
him a little private
其
lesson.
他的同学在动作里面停留，然后
And
给
then
他一
you
个
went
私
back
教
to，the class,
然后再回到其他学
and
生
then
身
you went
上，
back to him the second time.
然后又回到白衣服的学生
It
第
was
二
a
次，
long time in the pose,
所以他们在那个姿势里面停了很久，
in a difficult pose.
而且是困难的姿势。
So what might be more effective, instead of trying to express everything all in one time,
如果要更有效的话，你不要一
have
次
them
教
come
完，
into the pose,
让他们进入动作出来换边，
so you get more movement,
让他们多一点的动作，
and then you can add to the action.
然后你再增加行动。
Ling Ling, Uttanasana.
之前弯，
Is the holding of the elbows up a technique you've learned or you practice on your own? Explain that to me. I've never seen that before.
老师没有看过在上面抱肘的这个练习，他不知道你是在哪里学
Kind of
过
a lot.
自己的练习。
Lots of times. What was that about?
我在会员课的时候，那个有老师上过。
In general class, the some teacher will teach like that.
那个 PC 里面
So you learn from the teacher. Is it in the PC? Is Gita PC have it?
PC 有吗？
PC 也有，
Yeah? Is
在
that
上面哦，或者在上面。
对 PC 也有，
before Uttanasana?
PC 上面也有，那个
是在下面抱的还是在上面？
Okay.
上面
Usually,
So, okay, so that's good. I miss things in the PC. I'm trying to
老师只要
remember.
确
So I like to look at it.
会
Yeah. So that's what I thought. So they go up and they come down.
往上，然后就
But
往
that's
下。
not the classic Uttanasana. That's the plate number in your syllabus.
that's a resting
Can I see that?
position.
这个其实是比较休息的站姿前弯的方式。
I know she calls it Uttanasana. That's absolutely true. So it's not incorrect what you did.
你做的并没有错，并没有错。
But there's also this piece too.
可是后面还有，
So we're both correct.
所以我们两个说法都对。
Here they kept the
I know. So you kind of blended the two.
所以你把这两个动作融
And
合
it's
在一起。
possible in where you studied, that's what the teacher did. So okay, that's what you learned from your
有可
teacher.
能你之前那个老师他也是看过这样，然后
I mean, I think
这样的教
eventually
法。
you did come to this, so that the point is now finished. I believe she did have put the arm down. I guess the reason is this: why are you holding the elbows? You didn't say the word why. I didn't hear it. To stretch the trunk, to lift up. That would have been helpful. Maybe she did say it. I don't know. She didn't think so.
It's in the bullet points.
It was a bullet point.
Yeah.
Okay.
老师就说，如果你要他们手头向上的话，你要跟学生讲为什么。就比如说你有要伸展身侧啊，我说你有在你的指令里面，指令里面教，可是你不是就是不是句子的形式。
Yeah, I did hear the more specific bullet point in Ling, so you'll start to make these into sentences. Your demonstration, your hands were on your hips when you came forward, I believe, but they came out with straight arms, which is not a good idea.
你示范的时候手是在胯骨上面前弯，可是当你在教学的时候是手臂往上的前弯，那这个老师认为不是那么好。
Even though that might be okay for a more advanced student, for a beginner student, it's less leverage on the spine and safer with the hands on the hips. So I would encourage you to do that more frequently.
对进阶的同学来讲，可能没有问题，保持手臂向上的前弯方式可能没有问题。对
The demonstration was this.
他的示范是手放在胯骨上的嘛。
The students did that. So that's again, have the students do
手
a
在胯骨上
demonstration.
对初学的学生是比较安全的，手臂在前面对有一些相对比较紧张的人重量太重。
So it's good you got the concave upper back, so you heard that.
你有做到这个凹背的动作。
And you had some good leg instruction. It was missing a few things, but front thigh back, open the back of the knee.
好，大腿往后膝窝打蛋好。
But something even more basic than that is lift the quadriceps up.
可是更基本的把这个股四头提起来，让大腿的前侧稳定。
Because if they heard front thigh back and upper and open back knee, they might just push back, but there has to be a strong stretching up as well.
所以不只是大腿前侧往后推而已，还要有一个大腿前侧有力的上提。
You and others, we say the word take the spine forward.
你还有其他同学有说把脊椎往前。
So before you get embedded into the spine, how about take the sides of the trunk forward? That would be something a student could feel more.
所以同学们，当你们要说把脊柱往前的时候，老师希望你可以说的是侧腰侧肋往前，这样学生比较能够有感觉。
So you might say, extend the sides of the body from the hips.
可以说从胯骨延展两个身侧，保持胸往前。
This is internally your spine is extending forward. Something like that to
内在本来就是脊柱往前了，所以你要先从更外在的身体描述起。
So we see that you're looking at the students. Yes, you walked around and we could see you looking.
你有在观察学生，我们有看到你走动观察。
But the most significant thing that will help you is to find your voice.
更重要的是先找到你的声音，你的声音太柔和了，太小声。
Talk to the students like you talk in every day.
要跟学生讲话的音量要像你每天跟人讲话一样大声。
Yeah, so find your voice. You gotta be more loud, more
Practice
dramatic,
大声一点。
more dramatic.
Go out into the hall and disturb the neighbors.
到门口去吵到邻居，就是你的目的。
Okay, you finished? We kind of got you, okay? Now we have Supta Virasana.
木英雄。
So this took a little time. Maybe the time factor isn't so much the issue with my thoughts. It's more, why do 2 demonstrations?
示范花了长一点的时间。其实时间我不介意，可是为什么要做2个示范？一个是躺平在地板，
And then you show with props.
然后示范用辅具的。
Now, you saw the group. That's a good bonus, right? You saw the group, so the gray shirt man, of course, he could do it. But when you know the group that you're working with, you know, no, they mostly won't lie flat. So why even show flat?
其实你已经有看到这些学生的动作状态，然后你也知道，他们的身体的可能性，其实好像不需要示范躺平的那个。
因为其实我不确定他们有没有做过这个动作，但是因为我觉得用砖跟完全躺下去那个差别蛮大的。
She's not sure if they have tried this pose before, and she said with prop and without prop, it's a big difference.
Yes, it is.
是，
所以我还有
So show
犹
with
豫。
prop, we're just suggesting. So, have other people in here taught this pose?
在这里同学教过这个体式吗？
Do you teach with the prop?
你们都会用辅具教
Or
吗
is？that this in America?
或者是只有美国会需要用辅具？在这里教有用辅具的举手，
Prop.
都是用辅具的。
You teach with the prop, okay. So next time, I mean, it's one thing to encourage your students and to inspire your students with your pose. That's one thing we want to do that.
我们想要做姿势示范给学生看是有启发性的，我们是想要这么做的。
But in that particular case, go for the prop.
可是在这个姿势就也是记在笔记里面，这个姿势直接就是用辅具示范。
Because you are falling into something that happens to me, we call you option lady.
老师说他以前也被这么说，就是太多选择的老师，给太多选项的老师。
Sometimes I do that same thing.
有时候我也是这样。
This or that.
做
Don't
这
give
个
so
做
many
那个
options.
不要给学生有那么多选择性。
Okay. Let's see. You set up the, well, I'm calling him the red flag man. You set up his props.
你帮那个白衣服的同学设定。
And I'm not sure if you, which is good, I'm not sure if you defined about the rolling of the calf.
我不确定你对这个翻小腿肚的这个定义是什么。
And I don't know, if you
I
hold
think
it,
she connected with the internet.
you're connected with the internet. Okay, so
是说翻
I
小腿肚，然后内膝会提起来。
Usually roll the calf up. That's all I heard.
I didn't hear.
有吗？你有
Okay.
听到吗？
So be
我
specific.
只有说小腿肚翻，但我觉得是增加膝盖的空间。那我没有那个内膝翻起来那些我都忘掉讲。
She rolled the calf to create more space in the back of the head.
Okay, well, somehow I didn't hear it, or maybe you may have said it, but I
Well,
didn't
that's
hear it.
why, but you have to say out loud.
Yeah, you need
Tell the
to.
students.
你好像没有
I
说
don't
嘛
think
你
you
没有
said
说
it
背后
because I
的
would
理
have
由。
heard it.
对，我没有说。
She didn't say the reason.
That's right.
That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying, so say the reason.
OK。
说为什么？
So, you said round the back to lie down, or did I misunderstand you?
是的。
You said yes, I thought
你
that.
有说拱背躺下去吗？
Go back, okay? Next, you have to find your voice, it's not shouting.
那你的音
I
量
don't
就
want
是
to imitate it, but maybe that disturbed our neighbor, you're standing right here.
就是你的音量要减少。
减少。
Listen to it on the tape, it's too much shout.
所以你可以
For this
听
pose,
那你看影片的时候，
they
你
don't
发
need to
现
be
音量
shouting.
很大。
They didn't be shouting
特
at
别
this
是
pose.
这个姿势不应该那么大声。
And the funny thing was, you were shouting about, get a bolster. About the bolster.
But there was another shouting bit going on, they already in the pose.
而且有一次就是你他们已经躺下来了，然后你好像要那个我忘了，好像那个指令是要让他安静，
我脑筋
突然叫人
脑
大
筋突然一阵空白，然后我就突然有点那种像平行。
Okay, so that's okay, so I see what happened, so maybe ling, it's very quiet like a mouse.
OK。
And everyone gets different
大
merge.
家紧张的
And
时
it's
候
so
会不太一
interesting.
样，你的紧张会变很小，所以你的紧张会变
People
很
talk
大。
really fast. People go slow motion. People get very quiet. People get very shy. It's all a display of nerves.
但我讲
其
一下，但
实
是
等一下，等一下，老师先形容，就是大家紧张的状态不一样，有些人是特别小声，有些特别大声，有人讲话特别快，有些讲话特别慢，所以你要观察得到你紧张的时候的状态。
So what I want to say is that it's good you got them in the pose. You had good teaching points, okay?
你让他们进入动作，而且你教的
But
指
how
令
in
也
the
好。
world do you just say, oh, come to Dandasana?
可是你让他们出来的时候，你就直
You
接
didn't
说
say
到
how. You didn't
到
show
全
them.
上是你没有示范的时候，你
对
就示范怎
Come
么
to
说，
Dandasana.
你就说
That's
到全
huge.
上是，
对，
那其实是很大的转换。
我知道。
Yeah, crawl. Take them forward.
往前
And you can be right there with
甚
them.
至就
They're
是
watching
前
you
面
crawl away from their props. Bring your
你
feet
的
off,
辅具外面，
sit down.
脚到侧边
stretch out.
坐下来，
But if they're
伸展
sitting up on their prop and they take one leg out and the other,
因为他们都还坐在辅具上面，然后一腿一腿这样子出来看起来。
I mean, they can sit, but even like when Eason taught train Mukai Kapata, you saw him catch his leg and do proper.
接下来医生教他的动作的时候，你有看到他们也是坐在辅具上面，可是医生有示范，就说他们的腿要怎么
But
样
that is not the
做。
exercise. Does Gita have Supta Virasana in one of her books?
卧英雄有在入门
Because I
或
wonder
者
if she
是
says how to
有
exit.
吗？
So, but don't exit by coming like this
出来的时候不要这么出来，
and off to the side or
到
Lift it
侧
down
边
dog
去，或者是提起来到下犬式。
哦，下犬式。
The only thing to add is because of all the options in the demonstration, it got very long. Over half your time was the demonstration.
你示范的时候，因为有太多的选择性，所以其实几乎用了你一半的时间都在示范。
Okay, so Irene Chai got the students moving in a very clear and confident way, very strident, and get them going.
非常有自信的让学生开始进入动作。
I know that soon you are going to be able to, my biggest note to you is you'll soon be able to consolidate your information to be more concise. You're still trying to work it out.
那我给你的笔记是说，你要尽快的就让你的这些资讯都要能够确实确立下来，
Yeah, so
整合。
it's, it was good to see you're attempting this to make the poem open, and that was fine.
没有试
Our white shirt was this way. Did you see him?
你有试着让他们的手要
It
头
looked
要放
like
在
he
手
looked
里面，
right at him.
可是这个白衣服的同学，他的手肘是这么开，你好像有就是正对着他看，可是你有看到他吗？
Blinders, we just can't sometimes see.
对，有时候我们就会略过那个问题。
It's a great way to do it, okay? But then you did a second demonstration, so it just took long to do.
And the third
And
demonstration.
the third demonstration.
It was 5 minutes
Yeah.
out of 7.5 before you started to teach.
那你做了第2个示范，然后又做了第3个示范，所以已经到了第5分钟了，才开始要让他们，才教他们要进去。
So you had the old style way of hopping up with because you can do it, you took your right leg up,
你自己是能做的，你把右腿往上。
and then this leg, it wasn't the way of swinging. It's like full on balance. You swing a leg because this one's hopping you.
你用那个摆荡，然后下面这个腿压，然后摆
But your
荡。
leg was already up.
可是你的腿已经一直很高了，你只是稍微一蹬，就是已经可以上去。
And we made a big point this morning
今天早上，
about how to do it, so maybe you just forgot.
今天早上的示范，也许你可以再看一次，或者再了解一下。
Great, you got the 3 guys up, or 3 people up.
这3位同学是有上来的。
When people make a note that when, whether you're at an assessment or at your regular class, that when you put people in Ardha Shirshasana, which is half the pose,
记录一下哦，这个一定要记下来。当你在半头立，就是已经头
you
放在
better
地板
put
的
a
预备。
timer on for 20 seconds or 30 seconds when they're stiff like him,
Neat.
or less, 10 seconds. That's why I said he just was not safe.
你只能在这里只能让新生停留10秒钟，所以你自己要定时，10秒钟你可以讲多少东西。
Very good idea about the grip for the dorsal.
那个放砖，胸椎底的砖，这个是非常好的想法。
But I think we'll have to review that. So you
可是我们
have
得再
you
看一下。
good idea, but
这个是
not
好。
when he's all slumped down into himself.
可是不能在他已经垮下来
Wedge
的
a
时
brick
候，
down there.
然后硬把砖
There's
塞
a
上去。
different sequence to get him and use a brick, which we can go over.
这个是我们可以看应该要什么时候塞砖，要做之前要做什么预备。
And but you're, I'm not sitting here. But I see improvement in your teaching.
我有看到你教学的进步。
Okay.
Just a couple things.
还有几个建议。
Or actually, just one other thing to add. When you have them in the halfway, half shirsasana,
当他们到一半头立
that
的
is
位
their,
置，
they lifted up their hips, their knees, and their legs.
他的膝盖、腿都上来。
You said take your legs apart so I can check your shoulders.
他们的膝盖上来，然後你說把腿分開，讓我 check their head
Or check their head.
position。你說我檢查你們頭的位置，記得。
That's not their duty to take their legs apart so you can see their head.
學生的責任不是把腿分開，讓你可以。
When they're learning the pose and they take their feet apart, it pulls them back.
因為他如果剛在學的學生，他把腳分開的話，反而會把他往後拉。
But it's an odd thing.
It's American teachers do the same.
But it's,
老
I
師
would
說他在美國也有看過老師是這麼教的。
edit that out, walk in, and you can look and see.
老師說不要這麼做，然後就讓他們往裡面走，然後你看。
And then as you head them in the halfway point with their knees down for a long time, and then their hips up, have them come down and rest before you go kick up.
所以如果他膝蓋離開停在一半的姿勢，已經比如超過10秒鐘了，你要讓他們下來，稍微休息一下，然後再重新上去。
But I think overall, when you clean it up and figure that out, you'll have a good presentation.
可是基本上，如果你能夠把他們建議的東西融合進去的話，你應該可以有一個很好的教學方式。
Ethan, you had a clear demonstration, and
示範很清楚。
right away I could see your improvement.
而且我已經可以看到你的教學上面的進步。
A couple things to continue to improve
還有一些可以繼續進步的部分。
are to get completely organized with the props you need.
就是到底需要多少輔具，要比較更清楚。
Because you're options man.
因為你也是選項很多的。
With a blanket, without a blanket, just go with the prop.
用毯子或不用毯子，用磚或不用磚。
You didn't show the belt at the foot, but then you eventually got the belt.
一開始示範的時候並沒有用繩子，然後你才說講硬一點的同學用繩子。
And you are very flexible.
因為柔軟度特別好。
And your students may just like fall over when they see that's what they're supposed to do.
你的學生看你示範的時候，他們眼珠子都快掉下來。
So their eyes were
想說他要做到那樣。
one guy here. And you couldn't see because you were like
你看不到，因為你自己在那邊。
you were already down there. So show me how much you lift the chin.
下巴要提多少？
Now you lift the chin.
下巴提起來。
The chin is up.
下巴提起來。
The chin is up.
下巴提起來。
I mean, that's a go look at the Jana Shashasana in Shelley's
你
office.
可以看头碰西是老師辦公室的
That's
那
shit,
張照
and
片。
they didn't do it either. Yes.
要提那麼高，所以他們也沒有提高。
Yeah, a little more up. Because it's a good thing because it gives them. There's some reason why Guruji says lift the chin. You had it in the instruction, but you didn't quite back it up with making you do it and they didn't do it.
Guruji 下巴的那個指令其實是有它的理由的。那你如果沒有做到的話，你怎麼要求到他們做？
So make sure you teach how to use the strap.
所以你要確認你要教他們怎麼用繩子。
Very simple. Once you write it in your notes and you say it a few times in your teaching, you'll always say it.
如果你
Always has to be said.
嘗試過了，然後寫在筆記裡面，你就會每一次都會這麼做，就是拉往上提，拉往上提。
Okay. Then the thing is, there are only 2 people with straps, and you said, because you're an automatic pilot. I think that's a little bit when you do automatic pilot. You said shorten the straps if you can.
你給了2條繩子給那2個同
That
學。
makes sense.
然後你就直接進入自動導航模式，說可以的話，繩子距離縮短。
Yeah. So make your body a little stiffer as you go into your pose, so that they,
Just try to
Yeah.
inspire them. 老師 说你要演就是僵硬的人，让他们看要怎么收短绳子。
And the last thing, the white shirt guy.
白衣服的同学。
You were kind of like tapping him.
好像
Tapping him to
轻
get
拍
better.
他，希望他可以变好一点。
Tap, tap. I mean, you wanted something desperately to happen, but
你想要他的身体真的有一点变化。
there is a way to stand by this kind of person and hold on to them, and we'll try to do some of that tomorrow too. A couple of things we'll
You want him
show
to
that.
come back, the white shirt guy.
We want the white shirt guy to come back. Will he come back, Shelley?
有机会再请那个白衣服的明天他有可能有空回来让我们试嘛。老师说其实是有方法可以帮忙这样的人的。老师说有机会可
He
以
seems
试。
like a great student.
他看起来是一个完美的人，很好的白老鼠，也是白的。你问他看，看到明天有没有会不会一样？
I have two things
还有2件事。
to add to that. If you look in the preliminary
你
course,
看入门教材的
the placement of the blanket under
毯
the
子，
buttocks.
毯子要放在臀的哪个位置？这里。
So you had the two blocks,
你用2个砖
and，both buttocks were on them.
然后你是2个砖都坐在臀上面。
So Kita explains in here that only the straight leg buttock is supported.
你
Oh, you knew.
你知道吗？哈，只有直腿那个。
And it was funny because the fellow back here adjusted
The young
up a
fellow.
little bit.
因为
The young guy.
The energy on the back.
因为这个同学他其实是坐对的，他就是坐单边的，臀部坐直腿那边。
Okay, okay.
意思。
Bye-bye.
Shadu Strassen.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Well, I mean, I remember.
Okay.
The only other thing is, Ethan is saying more about the legs.
我会建议你多说一点腿，
The straight leg and the Virasana leg.
直腿以及屈腿都可以多
So
说。
that it helps people that are stiffer to use the props and to eliminate the
所以
props.
身体比较僵的同学，你多给他们这方面的指令，知道辅具可以怎么用，以后他的辅具就可以减少。
Did you say why you were using the bricks?
你有说为什么用砖吗？
我原本打算让他们做毯子，做一边，可是我看到是3个男生来，然后又看到黑衣服跟白衣服的男生，我就马上决定直接用砖好了。
But he didn't explain why.
Guys like blankets too.
好多男生也很喜欢用毯子啊。
可是有个女生的柔软度还不错，所以我才会说，那你可以用毯子。
And there's also a flexible female, so
Okay,
he get an option.
guys like blankets more than girls.
老师刚才说，男人比女人爱毯子。
But whether you use blanket or blocks, you should explain why you're using them.
就是不管你用的是毯子或砖，就是你要解释为什么用。
For any prop,
任
a
何的
wall,
辅
a
具，
block, a blanket, a chair,
任何的辅具你都
so
要
that
知
the
道
student
为
understands
什么用。
that will enhance their pose.
学生才知道这个辅具其实是可以帮助他们进行动作的。
Faye, the Paschimottanasana, you got some props around you.
做之前我还旁边放了一
You
些
said you were like, options lady.
也是一样，就是有非常多选项。
You turn sideways
然后你给他们看侧面，
and you turn your head.
所以你要转头跟他们讲课。
Do you remember us telling you that we advise you not to demonstrate sideways like that?
记得有建议过，就是说不要侧脸这样子讲课嘛。
Write it in your notes. Go to a student's mat.
这记在笔记里面。如果是这样的姿势，你就是用学生的垫子。
or face them.
但是或者就面对他们，
There's a lot to see
面
in
对
this.
他们。
Yeah. But you have an inspiring pose,
可是你的姿势是很有启发性。
and your
做
voice,
之前吗？
your presence and your confidence is improving.
你的存在感还有自信都进步了。
It's getting more focused. She's more focused.
而且也比较专注。
And you repeated. Not everyone did, but I heard her repeating instructions about her thigh and the back chest and moving forward. So those were good points, and she repeated them nicely.
我有听到他，特别是非常明显的，他重复性的指令，比如说大腿往下压、背往前、胸往前的这个，他好的指令有不断重复。
So I think somewhere you said if you feel or you ask people that they can, you just gave them too many options in that demonstration. So refine that demonstration.
那给你的建议也是在示范的时候给了太多的选项，所以你的示范还可以再调整更精简一点。
And the strap, I also, like Eason, need to say pull on the strap for Urdhva Mukha position.
跟医生一样的建议就是你绳子拉的时候，这个向上的时候要教更多一点绳子应该怎么用，拉绳子。
A couple of things I wouldn't have done myself. I said one thing I wouldn't have done was to have them right away rest their forehead on the shin.
我自己不会教的是，不会马上就让他们额头放在小腿上，第一次就已经有这么教。
For that, although it worked out okay, people that would do it because they had a good teacher helping them, they made a reasonable shape with that forehead on the.
有一些同学可能在以前老师的带领下是可以基本上可以做到这样的动作的，可是老师说基本他不会这样
It's
教。
not incorrect,
也不是说不正确，
but we needed. I would rather have had you spend more time on other things.
但我宁可你在其他的事情多花一点时间。
And you also said shorten the straps on these two stiff guys.
你是也有说，就是僵硬一点的同学，绳子可以的话，你可以拉短。
But at some point, you did finally say, okay, oh no, I was okay. You said lift the chest in the two stiff people. So you finally got to it.
后来有说，把胸提起来，对这个两个比较僵硬的男同学。
Okay. I don't. You put the white guy higher, white shirt up higher.
那个白衣服的同学，你有让他做得更高，
So that's showing you saw things.
表示你有观察
And the
到。
instruction of pull your thigh into the socket may have just gone over their head because it wasn't described how to do it or what that meant.
可是这个大腿
Pull thigh into socket.
大腿进入髋臼的这个指令，因为你示范的时候没有讲，那有可能对他们来讲，他们也不知道该怎么做。
What did you do? Oh, you talk.
Yeah. Two things.
几件事补充。
Simplify your demonstration. Clear, brief, succinct.
让你的示范更简化，就是非常清楚、简短、简要的。
And use demonstration language,
用
not teaching verbiage.
示范的语言，我的就不要用教学的语言。
So you said, hold your foot, hold your toes,
说抓你的
hold
脚，
like this,
抓
hold
你的
like
脚，
this,
像这样抓，像这样抓，就好多选项。
or hold the strap.
或者是
So
抓绳
4 or
子，
5 things
所以
here.
有4、5个可以选。
Make sure she knows that that's called options and she should just select one.
这些是可能性，那你要示范的时候选一个就好。
Then eventually, but you see, the thing is, once you mature in your teaching, you'll be able to select one and put in that selection and another option.
In teaching or
While they're
demonstrating.
teaching.
Yeah. So hold the strap, and you're showing this.
你可以示范抓绳子，
You're showing Urdhva Mukha position, holding the
往
strap.
上看拉绳子。
And now observe as I bend the
观
elbows
察，当我曲
and I keep
肘，
my chin
保
lifted,
持下巴
the
提起
extension
来，
of my chest.
我的胸延展。
Now it's possible that here you will stay,
有
some of
可
you.
能你也许就停在这里而已。
As you walk your hands
当
down
你的手往下走，
and your hands at this
你
close,
的手这么靠近，
you hold the foot.
你抓脚，
Put the
绳子就可以放
So
掉。
that's like two things, but you're showing the progression to get there.
而这里你虽然就是示范了2件，就是有绳子跟没绳子，可是你是示范你怎么进一步进入。
Okay, I liked your repetition, chest forward, thighs down.
我喜欢你重复的这个胸往前，大腿
You
往
said
下，
several times, it
说
was
了
very
几
good.
回，这个非常好。
Add to it how.
可是你要加入说如何做
What
到。
to do, that's what, and then more how to do that.
你看，这些腿往下、胸往前的这个是做什么？可是你可以加入如何做到。
And then lastly, the 2 stiff guys, where you had staying here, maybe think of some way to get them to come forward, either put their hands up on a chair or bolsters, just so they can get a little bit more forward movement.
最后这2个同学，你让他们停在这里。其实你也可以尝试想想，就是用椅子或者是用抱枕的可能性，能不能让他们更往前一点？
Alright, Frida demonstration on the students' math, and it was clear and to the point,
那
and
用学生的电子示范，很清楚，而且很精准，
she did very well.
示范得很好。
The young guy needed a block under his knee when he did come to the Padmasana.
这个年轻
I don't know,
的
did she
同
notice
学，
that?
你有注意到有一个膝盖很
Did
高，
she see
然
the
后
young guy?
你有帮他
Did
举
you
毯
see that
子
he actually lifted his foot up and did that?
他是把脚提起来放
But
到
he，was just up so high
可是他的膝盖还
that
这么
he
高，
just and he was working with you.
他
He ended
真
up
的配合
coming
你，
down here,
然后他放下来。
but he was just. That's a hard one, and he was safe, so it was okay that she kept him like that. He was safe, but
还好他很安全。
look at the student, and if you see someone making that shape,
而如果你看到学生是这样子的形状的话，你要马上给他们去放砖，
that would have been the simplest, or
这
lower
是最
the
简
buttocks.
单的，或者是把臀部放下来。
It's a very challenging pose, and I was impressed how you got the pose covered.
这是非常挑战的姿势，我很惊奇，就是你可以把那个动作就这样教了。
So you made it hard pose manageable.
一样困难的动作可以做得到。
The exhale and rotate to the left.
吐气扭转向左。
You had always hip down, trunk up, so that was paired action that you
都有提到把髋往下，胸往上，
but
肋骨往上。
when you exhale to the left and twist, you need to say how to turn.
当你讲说吐气向左扭转的时候，你还
So
是
that
得
next
说
step will help
如
you
何，
push,
所以你可以手
push your
推
hand against the thigh,
推手推大
turn your
腿，
body towards the left,
把身
whatever,
体
but
转向左。
there's this hand that would help you make
所以
the
你
twist.
可以用这个手帮你扭转。
Okay, so continue.
Uh, Couple things.
再补充，
I was curious why you turned your back on the students in the demonstration and looked in the mirror at us.
我很好奇为什么你示范的时候你是面向镜子，就是背对同学的，
So face the
所
students,
以要面
Or-
向学
She was on
生。
that.
or as Rebecca said, come on to one of their
She
butts.
was.
Oh, but it was facing, they were all over here, and she was facing the mirror. Wasn't she?
我忘了。
Well, I mean, she was right like me. She's sitting. She
But
was.
everybody was behind her,
Well, she could have had them walk over.
but she didn't.
Okay.
That's all. That's all. Just you want to be able to communicate with
Yeah,
them.
just have them walk around, but she
就
did
可以让
properly.
学生前面一点
Yeah,
点。
she was on the students' mat.
And the other, one other thing is, you had suppleness, and were easily held your foot and turned. You said you held and now turned.
因为柔软度很好，就是你就是说一吸气，然后吐气就转了，你很容易就转了。
So you did kind of on the outskirt, the outwardly aspect of the pose, but then in your demonstration say, now watch how I turn.
所以你外在很容易转，你可以在示范的时候
Lift
说
up,
看我怎么转，
and actually fully turn so they get a sense of direction.
吐气真的转的时候，让学生有那个扭转的方向感。
When you were teaching, you got them to move more.
你在教的时候，其实是有让他们有比较多转动
So
的方
just
向。
in your demonstration, observable action will help.
在示范的时候，可以用比较明显观察得到的行动。
Okay. So Leslie, you tried to crash the party.
但是你一开始就想要抢进来。
You definitely had a plan, and you came out really confident of what you wanted. I didn't know about those rings. I mean, I know about the rings. I didn't know you were going to use them, and you used them.
你一来就非常有自信的，很清楚你要做什么安排。老师说，他也知道这个扣法，可是他也不知道你会这样子用。
Definitely improvement in her teaching and confidence and just being comfortable.
教学自信其实都有进步了，教学的更自在。
But I said, oh boy, that halasana, I thought she wasn't going to do halasana. Somehow I thought I heard the new translation was, we're practicing shoulder stand today and we won't do halasana.
No, she asked if anybody. 你有说你不做移除吗？
That was me misunderstanding. It was, I'm sure you did fine. Because I thought, if you get in this close,
我以为你没有要让他们
and
做
you
移
walk
除。
your feet up, I thought, okay, that's very clever. She is only going to do sarvangasana walking the feet up the wall.
所以老师以为就是你让他们这么近，就是直接脚往上走，然后直接走到监力室，就不用经过离除了。
You know, for the stiff people to roll over, I just was concerned about the gray shirt. Because he was kind of awkward. Did you notice him one leg up?
因为如果身体比较僵硬的人，你让他们在这个这么近，然后去翻离除的话，对于这个男同学，其实他是有点
Yeah,
一腿一腿的，看起来有点怪，而且有点危险。
So if you plan to do this again,
如果未来你还要再做这样子的
and
设定，
really most people got in, surprisingly, our stiff guy got in there after you helped him.
大多数的你帮了他们就是帮了他的设定移动以后，其实都有上去。
But there was some confusion about the belt on, then hold the ring, or
可是因为你一开始忘了套绳子嘛，就是这里有点乱。
对，忘记。
She forgot the sequence.
she forgot the sequence. Yeah. Have you taught it this way to other people,
你有这样子
or
教
just
过
practice it
吗？
on herself?
还是自己练
我
习
自己练习
？Self
过，
practice，
Self practice with the rings,
就
everything.
是抓扣环的。
我没有很常这样子做，只
Not very
是
often.
只是想到，对我昨天也有请教一下那个老师，学理老师，所以他是有给我一些意见，所以我就去 try，我觉得 OK 可以，我就教给他。
You try a couple of times.
You tried a couple of times, yeah. So the sequence, what you were to do sarvangasana.
你就是做监力。
So I will take part responsibility that I didn't ask you how, I didn't feel I needed to, but now I'm thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't have assumed. I made a mistake.
老师说他那时候就是自认为你应该就知道，也许他不应该就是自认为你们就应该要做到。
I assumed that you were either going to roll a halasana briefly just to get them in the shape to go up.
我以为你就会用平常的那种，就是先翻到离除，然后设定好到监力。
So they really didn't even have to do halasana. They could have just walked the feet up the wall and done sarvangasana. That would have been the best.
那如果你做了这个设定，其实你就直接让他走上去，然后就直接到监力，其实就最快最好。
So it's not incorrect at all what you did.
你教的方式也不是说不对。
I don't know what you used.
But that would, yeah, I thought it was actually brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
To use the rope and then hook, but then you did the halasana.
等一下，两位老师本来就觉得，这个好聪明的方法，可以直接走上去，就到监力了，就不用经过离除。
All excited.
他们就很兴奋的做笔记，可以这么做。
So then just keep the knees bent, open the chest.
你就可以在那边保持曲线，把胸打开，就是所有的调整都在上面做，不用在脚在下面这样做，反而对那个身体很僵硬的人来讲也很好。
Take your hands on the
对，
breath.
没错，只是刚开始的时候，老师叫我给他，他告诉我要教这个体式的时候，在落沙翻译的时候，我听陈老师说要从理处进入到监狱，所以我才。不然的话，我就会直接。
That's her original plan, but when she asked Rosa to help her ask you, she thought you said go through halasana, then salangasana. That's why she put the
Did I
halasana
actually
in.
speak those words? I don't remember saying that.
But if she did, she probably thought in the middle of the room more.
那如果老师有这么说，也许他以为你的设定是在教室中
I
间
don't remember
的。
anybody asked me that, honestly. I've been tired. I don't remember Rosa asked me, because this.
Well, go with your instinct.
Did you? I don't remember, because I realized when I saw you with this kind of little bit of fumbling bit, I thought, oh, I should have said, I should have given her some more parameters. But therefore, I don't think I remember ever saying roll through halasana.
就是没关系，就是那时候完全没有记忆。就是如果你这个是其实给你的建议就是，你若这样子设定，就直接上来就可以。
So yeah, so your plan was good. So anyway, so now so that's good to see how it worked out.
那我就知道怎么做比较好了。
Good learning experience.
这是很好的学
Did
习
she put
经
chairs
验。
in this too tight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was
That
good.
was
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
而且你也对这比较两个初学的学生给他们椅子，这个很好。
So you have to, and clean up the demonstration and setup took over 5 minutes.
示范跟设定用了5分钟。
And so it's
然后那个老师其实有扣掉
it's 7.5 minutes, they weren't up yet.
7分。
Oh, you gave her extra time.
So we gave an extra
And we
minute.
stopped.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you?
And so they were up, and we stopped the timer to get the thing, so it was really probably 9 minutes.
其实不只是接力店的1分钟扣掉了，还老师说1分钟的时候，其实他又多给你1分
And
钟，
all
所以
that,
其实你是用了9
and
分
all
钟。
that time, the students were there for 30 seconds.
可是做了这么多准备，他们只在上面13秒
30 seconds, then come down.
就下来，
So, anyway, learning experience.
Yeah.
所以这是很好
That's
的
good
学习
to know
经验。
the background, what she was going to do, and
而且也很好，我们大家都搞清楚了。
but it worked out. I mean, they got in, and so
So it's, we learn a lot by watching each other.
所以我们看彼此，其实可以学到很多的。
it's on the dot, 5:30.
准时了，5点半。
Namaste.
谢谢老师。
So if you need to do any downward dog or uttanasana, take care of yourself before you leave. We're going to leave.
下课了，那如果你需要下犬或者站姿旋弯伸展一下的话，就伸展做一下。
天宇，我关掉了。